What it do, homie? So it looks like we have another Honkai Star Rail FAINON song. All right, Mirror in the Void. Now, yesterday we had just checked out Divides. I actually like it when I see multiple, oh, and I am aware that Hala CG has one out too, but it is always interesting seeing, you know, especially with something like this, multiple takes on this character, right? One of the things why I like Nerdcore is because even though we're all watching the same thing, playing the same game, we all get different things. And with music being one of the most expressible forms of just mankind, right? It can express itself so many different ways. So, and both of these are, you know, alternative rock creators, which is, you know, one of my favorite genres when it comes to Nerdcore. Let's go ahead, shut up, turn it up. Oh yeah, hold on. I think he's just, is this a solo dolo? Solo dolo, of course, Jip and Michael Rush. Okay. Oh yeah, might be a little solo dolo. Okay.
Yeah, all eyes on me, all eyes on me. Feel it burn when I breathe, feel it burn when I breathe. Yeah, I talk like a king, but I walk like a beast. And there's ice in my veins, but there's death underneath.
I feel like, you know, every artist has that kind of signature sound. You know, I think for a minute with DPS, it was at one point he was kind of giving us like really crazy gliding 808s that's kind of set in the high register, you know, that and I'm not really too sure that he does that too much and everything. But with FabvL, one thing that we always see is those pitched down reverbed singings, the ad-libs and something like that, right? It's almost kind of like becomes just like it's not in every song, but geez, it's just one of them signature things where he's like, yep, let me go ahead and throw that FabvL sprinkle in there, you know what I mean?
It burn when I breathe. Yeah, I talk like a king, but I walk like a beast. And there's ice in my veins, but there's death underneath. I bite my tongue when I speak, while I'm grinding my teeth. You might die if you try, come and step in the heat. I've been so caught up inside my head, it's really crazy. Makes me feel hazy, yeah. Another fire, another flame. Consume my heart, fill me with pain. Maybe my thoughts control my brain. I've become the shadow, I've become the
What? Wait a minute. Whoa.
yeah, I held.
Hey, hold on. Yo, FabvL, bro, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I ain't gonna lie. You know, as we were listening to this, I was like, all right, it's pretty cool. You know, the track and everything, I don't know. I just felt like it was something missing, you know? And I was like, I was like, this is kind of not necessarily sounding generic. It was just like, for some reason, I feel like I want a little bit more right here in kind of like these last 30 seconds or 50 seconds. Cause it almost kind of felt like you kind of was just, there was a beat. What it felt like, was there a beat that you kind of just grabbed out the internet and kind of slammed on there and then started rapping on it? You know what I mean? Because there is a staple that I've come to expect when listening to some FabvL. So, you know, when I was listening to this, I was just like, all right, you know, a nice little groove and everything. But I was like, when is it going to hit? And then this last part right here, that's where it was. That was the staple. So you tricked me. You tricked me, you son of a, but yeah, you tricked me. But I should have known, because there was a part in here as you can kind of hear it leading up to it. Listen, I know what to expect, but y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I talk like a king, but I walk like a beast.
Like, is there the bass kind of, you know, killing and everything? Or maybe it's just because I feel like it's been a minute since FabvL has done like anything rap or like hip hop at an extended amount of time, you know what I mean, without throwing in some rock elements. I don't know, it made me feel a little bit uneasy, but this is one of those things where ends just justify to me. So run that back, come on now.
There's ice in my veins, but there's death underneath. I bite my tongue when I speak, while I'm grinding my teeth. You might die if you try, come and step in the heat. I've been so caught up inside my head, it's really crazy. Makes me feel hazy.
This is the crazy part right here.
Another fire, another flame, consume my heart, fill me with pain. Maybe my thoughts control my brain. I've become the shadow, I've become the mirror and the void. Yeah.
So it's some interesting stuff that's going on here. When he's saying some of the words, how he's kind of starting by like really, really singing it. And then it's like at the very end part of it, like when he said pain, how he's just adding the grit, right? Or kind of getting some of those screams right at the end of it, right before moving right into the next one. Because it's like if I'm talking like this, but then as I end my sentence, you know, that was a terrible kind of sound like I just burped at the end of it, but no, it's a terrible, you know, example and everything. But that little voice control, those little textures that he just starts adding in there, that's absolutely amazing. And y'all probably didn't even catch, but there was a part in that chorus where he laughed. It was just a slight little chuckle right there, and then it was just silence. You know what I mean? Small details
I held
everywhere.
it in too deep, I held it in too deep. Now I see it when I dream, and now I see it when I dream. I'm all alone when I bleed, so I just sharpen the seams. Put my faith in the void, now it whispers to me. Feel the pull when it speaks, feel the weight in my reach. You get
The mixing that he's got going on here, he's kind of, hold on.
you get burned if you learn.
I feel like he might be like, is BNYX or Benny X, is he Yeats? Like, no, actually I think he kind of figured this out before he got with Benny X. He got his production got really, really famous because he was very, very creative in using his voice as part of the instrumental outside of kind of just rapping. You know what I mean? Then Benny X came in. I don't know how much he produced much of Yeats music, but ended up being a match made in heaven because they're both kind of just like unique artists. But the way that he uses his music, his voice in his music, you know, using it as kind of like maybe it's the hook, some type of instrumentation. You can hear it in his music how he kind of uses it. So instead of relying on instrumentation, I think FabvL's kind of doing the same thing here, right? Not outside of the reverb, pitch down vocals, but very, very small little elements. Like you can kind of hear kind of like it's moving as a worm between two stacks of just mud. How it's kind of just, you know, that's the best way I can explain it.
You get burned if you learn what it's hiding beneath you. Been so caught up inside my head, it's really crazy.
This falsetto is really crazy.
Another fire, another flame, consume my heart, fill me with pain. Maybe my thoughts control my brain. I've become the shadow, I've become the mirror and the void. I tore through the static, and now I've come to break the seal. No fear in the havoc, just show me something I can feel. A loss has everything I love gone cold. Have I lost control? Have I lost control? This is all I know. Can't find my home. I know it's violence that I another fire.
His low gutturals have gotten even better. Wait a minute. What? Oh, what?
This is all I know. I don't know anything else, but this is all that I know. Yes. You got me out here singing like this, and I don't even usually sing like this. What am I exactly doing? This is all I know.
Okay, I'm gonna stop.
Another fire, another flame. Consume my heart, fill me with pain.
Sound like his beatboxing in the background.
Thoughts control my brain. I've become the shadow, I've become the mirror at the void.
Bro, was he just, was he ripping up, are you ripping up galaxies, my guy? Are those galaxies? He destroyed it. How big is this thing? Balls? Bro, everybody is cooking with this. Y'all gotta let me know, right? If you want me to do holla CGs. I do be listening to holla music like off camera, because they don't really be doing too well on my channel, and I pretty much kind of just look at the analytics, like, all right, does people care about this stuff on my channel and everything? But I do be watching the stuff off camera. This is fire. I don't even play Honkai Star Rail. So those of you who do play, y'all didn't let me know how much both of them have cooked this week, because it looked like we've been eating good. I think so. Anyways, let me know what you thought about this song down in the comments. Dibs out.